Hello, hello, it is Reverend Black again with another episode of Satanic Mass with Reverend Black. And I am here with the fantastic.
Thank you very much.
How are you doing today?
I'm very good. Thank you, Reverend. From Reverend to Reverend. I'm good. It's been fun so far. Been a really good tour. Having a great time with King Strang and Lightning Luke. And it's my first time back in the U.S. in like 20 years.
Really?
Yeah.
Where are you originally from then?
Virginia. But last time I was on the West Coast is about 18 years ago. And last time I saw most of my family out here is about 22 years ago. So I'd say 20, meet in the middle.
Oh, right on.
Yeah.
Cool. Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, very much. It's kind of surreal because, like, I've just been experiencing America through films for the past 20 fucking years, you know what I mean? And
Explain.
Now, like, you know, we're plastered across the media. Like, America is just one of the main sources of entertainment in this world, in good and bad ways. You know, political and intentional entertainment.
It does seem that way, yeah.
Yeah. So like weirdly, sort of experiencing the U.S. that way, and like trying to reconnect with my family recently. I have, maybe realized that. Well, obviously, media are sensationalists and crap like that. So like, you take everything you hear with a grain of salt. But yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. It's kind of surreal because like I hadn't seen Chex Mix in fucking 22 years. I shed a few tears. I was like, oh, these are my childhood snacks.
Right.
Yeah, you know, the good stuff.
Yeah.
Getting emotional over snacks.
Nostalgia over food.
Yeah, I'm a big food person. So.
So am I.
Yeah,
I like my food. I like tacos.
Hell yeah! We were in San Diego and it was great there. Great for tacos. Got really good tacos.
Yeah, I love my tacos. I was just talking about that with somebody the other day.
Nice.
Doing another interview.
Nice.
It just went on the taco. We won't talk about tacos. But so how's the tour been so far with King Strange and Lightning Luke, and how's that going?
Pretty damn good. You know, they're terrible human beings, but so am I. So we get along just fine.
Perfect.
No, I think me and Michael had an exchange the other day, and it was like hippies are bad people pretending to be good, and punks are good people pretending to be bad. And I feel like we just give that, you know, we all give that sort of aura of like, yeah, I'm badass, but actually we're like fucking lovely as shit underneath it all.
No, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I totally get that.
Yeah. Except I guess for me it's more than metalhead than punk. But
well, I am a metalhead, so
yeah, exactly.
You know,
yeah.
I like all music.
Yeah. Agreed.
Gotta just enjoy what's good.
Yeah.
You know?
I grew up on classical and jazz, so like that was a very good starting point for me to then just go, what? I don't care, whatever. Like, give me anything, and I'll be happy.
I grew up on country, bluegrass, and whatever the fuck was on the radio at the time.
Nice. Yeah.
And
so,
right. You know, I love my country and bluegrass for sure.
Yeah.
I'm a definite metalhead as well. Love my metal.
Yeah.
I love everything in between.
Nice.
Like,
nice.
Folk.
Yeah.
Totally.
I feel you.
So, how would you explain your music, genre-wise? What do you got going on? For those that don't know, that haven't seen anything, how would you explain what you're doing?
I was having another conversation with Michael today on the drive here. Usually I describe it as dark Delta rock because it's got very clear blues influences, but it's also just got like gothic aspect. You can all see I'm going for something a little gothic here. You can't see I don't know if you can see my bolo tie. I got a good bolo tie here.
Here, wait, a little bit.
Oh yeah, there you go. Bolo tie, you know, some collar tips here. Some delicious collar tips right there. There you go, you know how it is. A rose here. You know, I got my poncho on. You know, well, it's a serape, but potato. Yeah, so I describe it as dark Delta rock, but today we were talking and I was like, what the fuck we listening to? We listened to C.W. Stone King. And I love C.W. Stone King, and I think he's like a really good modern artist trying to sort of emulate like the production values of like historical recordings and stuff like that. Like he sounds very much like old. What was it? The one the sound of his master's voice. EMI records, I think. EMI or BMI or something like that. The little dog in front of the phonograph.
Oh yeah, BMI, I believe it is.
Okay, yeah, like those kind of old recordings. And so I feel like I'm somewhere between like C.W. Stone King and like shit. Who was it we were listening to today? Maybe These Poor Bastards. I don't know if you know them.
I do.
Yeah, something like that. Or I always like to people who really don't know my music. I just go like, imagine the Black Keys or the White Stripes had a child with like fucking Black Sabbath, and that kid grew up in a gospel church, and that's like how I like to describe my music. It's like a good elevator pitch.
I like it. I like it. It's definitely different way to describe any music. You know.
A lot of people say I have like a gospel soul element in what I do, and that's really true because like I grew up in Baptist churches in the U.S. and then went to American Baptist churches when I was living abroad as a child.
So what happened?
It very quickly became apparent to me that I was there for the music and not the God aspect of things.
I hear that.
No gods, no masters. Yeah.
I live by that.
Yeah. Hell yeah. That's one of my slogans. That and may the darkness be with you.
And if you're gonna be a sinner, be the best one on the block.
Exactly. Be a good sinner.
I'm a great sinner. So, what was I gonna say? I usually have my handy notebook here I usually go through, but it's in the car right now, so
all good. You got this. Let's add people are sending likes. I saw you.
Hey!
Thank you, one person, for watching. I appreciate you.
Right. Hopefully it'll be more. 3!
Oh, there's 3.
Damn.
Hey guys, how you doing?
So, I like to ask all my interviews, do you have a good story of your travels on the road? Something funny, something... It doesn't have to be funny, it can be scary, it can be whatever you want it to be. Just give us a good story, that something that's happened to you in the process of playing music on the road.
When I used to live in the UK, in Scotland specifically.
By the way, Craigie Needles.
Oh yeah,
he
you
says
know him.
Hi.
Oh fuck yeah, hey Craigie, if you're watching.
He will be watching eventually. If he's not watching right now, he will be watching. So yeah, I said something.
Thank you.
You heard it.
Thank you. When I was living in the UK, and then when I moved from the UK still, or from Scotland. Sorry to all you Scottish people out there. I'm good at accents. I like doing accents. What good are accents if you don't use them? And when I moved from Scotland, I was still getting people hit me up because they wanted a moving van company. Because my name is fantastic. And I think a lot of people use that for their moving van companies. And I hadn't really thought of that. This was all sort of as a cabaret. It started off as a cabaret name. Fantastic, like, sort of was a funny, cabaret story type shit. And I just got a lot of people hit me up because they were like, "Oh, do you move people? Do you move, like, help people move houses?" And I'm like, "Nah, bro, you've got the wrong dude." So that was funny. That's a funny one. Maybe that's not like a great on the road story. I think on the road story is, I did a full busking tour of Germany with my partner 2-3 years ago, and we traveled all throughout all the way. Actually, we went all the way into Czech Republic, and I speak German, and a bunch of times I would listen for when German cops would show up and be like, "You have to leave." I'd be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, officer. I don't speak German," and they'd be asking me all sorts of questions in English, and I'd be like, I'm just about to leave town tomorrow. You know, I've come out here from Kentucky, and I just love this place, man. I'm just here for a good time, and I'm playing a show later, and then I'm gone. You know, no need to stop me. And I would hear them like have conversations with each other, like, "Fuck, how do you say it's forbidden to play here?" and stuff like that. And I just fuck with them, and it was hilarious. Yeah. And wait for them to get the English word right, and just like laugh to myself afterwards. Yeah, that happened a few times.
Right on.
Yeah, a lot of restrictions on busking in Europe.
Yeah, I've heard that there's a lot of restrictions on busking here if you're from other countries. Is that true?
I don't know. I know that there are a lot of restrictions on busking here anyway, regardless. But I think there's less restrictions in most cities here than there are in Europe. A lot of European cities don't want you to use amplification. A lot of European cities don't want you to use like drums or any sort of drum type instruments, percussion type instruments. And most of them just allow like accordion and fiddle. So basically,
like if you're hitting anything, get the fuck out.
Yeah, basically. Yeah. So it kind of.
I used to get that a lot because I played banjo.
Oh yeah.
You know how that is.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to hear banjo.
Oh, I love banjo, but yeah.
Well,
the Europeans,
cool ones.
The Europeans probably would not complain. They'd probably be like, "Cool, yeah, sweet, no worries." They don't really care about that. If it's as long as it's not percussion or big brass instruments, they don't really give you that much crap.
Huh.
Yeah.
Right on.
And it's stupid because like a road's going right by you. Like, you know, 1 block away there's a massive road and it's like double the decibels you'll ever make in your life, no matter how much amplification you bring, and they give you shit. And it's like, oh, God.
Right on.
Yeah.
So, in your touring adventures, you have any favorite places that you like to stop and play, or?
In the U.S., this is, like I said, this is my first time back here in a while, so I couldn't say. Maybe with the family I have reconnected with. I enjoyed L.A. a lot. I have a cousin out there, and I enjoyed San Diego a lot. Stayed a few days there with an aunt of mine that I hadn't seen in like 2 decades. So that was pretty cool. In Europe, I really love being in Germany, and especially in the Hamburg area, in a little town called Südwalde, which is and it's close to Zulingen as well, and it's sort of between Hamburg and Hanover, and it's closer to Bremen, which is in between those two.
I don't know any of those places.
Yeah, shout out to the Kaschoine for the love and support you guys have always given me. Thank you. Those guys helped me release my most recent album on CD.
Right on.
Gave me some money for that.
What's the name of your album?
Church of the Fallen Reverend.
Church of the Fallen Reverend.
That's me.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
So now you guys know why I chose, to do the interview.
Yeah.
You know me.
And the album's just come out. It came out last October. So last November, actually. Well, end of October, start of November. You know how it is. So go check it out. It's really good. I'm biased, but whatever.
Right? I am too. It's all good. So, with touring, I know like our weather's been crazy lately. How has that been? Like, have you guys run into anything horrible?
It's actually, I don't know, is there wood around here? No, there isn't. I'll just do this then. Knock on wood. It's been super smooth so far. We thought we might run into some bad snow today on the way through the passes, but no, it was all good.
Well, that's really good.
Yeah.
When I was looking up weather, that's not what I was. I was like, oh my gosh, they're gonna be stuck somewhere. And
Yeah. No. Everything was fine. Actually, we made better time than we thought today. Because we'd accounted for snow. The one true God is staring up at us benevolently.
Right. No, that's good. I'm glad that you guys made it and made it safely, because that was one of the things that was going through my head. Are they gonna hit a big old snowstorm and be stuck somewhere? And then
we were all good. There was no problems. It was really nice actually. I got to see a lot of the redwood forest. We also saw a lot of the fire damage that happened over the course of the last few years, I guess, last year or whatever it was, the big fires in California.
Oh yeah.
That was pretty crazy. That was pretty impressive. Like, and we drove all along. I don't know what river it was. I guess it might have been the. No, that was the Sacramento River. So I don't know what it becomes further up as it goes back up to the mountains.
I honestly don't know. Do you know?
If you guys know, let us know.
Somebody probably knows.
Someone
like,
has
type
to
in
know.
like, oh, it's this.
Please tell us. I'm curious. I'm gonna Google.
They
map
probably
it
won't
either
do
way.
it anytime soon. So
Yeah.
we'll get over that. So, what else was I gonna say?
I love your piercings, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
I like the horns.
I don't have my horns, and I usually put those in whenever I go to do interviews. I got little spikes that I put in.
Nice.
But
I appreciate that.
yeah,
It's
I
like,
did today. And,
you cut them off, and you have the diamonds left underneath.
Right? Yeah, pretty much. Bands. What would you consider some of your influences?
A lot of dead people.
A lot of dead people.
One of my biggest loves is Skip James. I love Skip James. That dude's falsetto is haunting.
I'm not sure if I know who that is.
I'm So Glad, Hard Time Killing Floor Blues, Crow Jane. He's very much blues. Like a lot of my inspirations are more from the blues end. But then, of course, like the jazz that I grew up with. So I like bandstand, like big band jazz. I grew up with a lot of like Dizzy Gillespie, Cab Calloway, like George Gershwin, like
Cab Calloway.
Etta James way later. What am I talking about? Ella Fitzgerald, Duke Ellington, all of those dudes. I love that shit.
Right.
That was very, very influential to me at all times, pretty much. And then just a lot of like. I really love metal and the attitude of metal and the attitude of punk, the whole DIY thing. So I think even if like what the music that I'm making is not metal, my approach to it is. And I see like a lot of like similarities or like bridges between blues and metal. Obviously metal came from the blues if you go via rock and roll and then heavy rock, and then metal, and then heavy metal, and then deathcore and grindcore and shit like that eventually. But
all of its progressions.
exactly, yeah. But like I think there's a sort of good enough will do it kind of thing, mentality in like the blues that I like, and in the metal that I like, and in the music that I like in general. There's like a rawness and a grittiness that I think I don't find in a lot of pop music, for example, which is why I really can't get behind a lot. Like, it's well written and everything, but I don't feel the soul in it.
I hear you there.
And so I think any kind of music that has soul in it, but for this particular project as Fantastic, I would say it's like all of the church shit that I did when I was a kid, like, this little light of mine, I know I'm gonna, but then like, gothicer.
No, that's rad. I love that. I think there needs to be more of that, honestly. I wish I saw more of that.
Yeah.
Because, like, I used to live in Oklahoma, and whenever I lived there was churches all over the place.
Yeah.
Because Bible Belt.
Yep.
Well, maybe it's not really the Bible Belt, I mean, technically, but Bible Belt.
Yeah.
And there was some black churches there that I used to walk the railroad tracks, and I would stand outside there and listen for just
the energy, the power, the honesty.
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
And I love I love gospel in a sense.
Yeah.
I'm not big on the message behind it at all, but I really love that style of music.
Yeah.
And living there really got me into that a lot. And I always have been since living there.
I think that actually the like in a weird way the message of gospel is actually the energy that it has. It's not the words that it's using. It's like that to quote who was it who sang that? The Rolling Stones. It's the thirst for life that you feel in those churches, in those moments when people in those Baptist or Pentecostal churches are all coming together and going absolutely batshit motherfucking crazy, you know, and hollering and stomping and running around and like doing all sorts of harmonies and stuff like for me that's actually the message. The message is live in spite of whatever shit you got going on in your life. Like find the love and the strength in yourself to, you know, fucking smash it no matter what you do.
No, I hear you.
And that's why recently I've also added no gods, no masters, just love and low lighting.
Those are good words to live by.
Yeah, or just music, love, and low lighting, I think. But yeah.
Right
like,
on.
you know, the music is what drives me in like everything that I talk about. Even if I present it in like a dark or a gothic way, it's actually quite positive, and quite like my song "Death Come and Get Me" is about not killing yourself when you're having really horrible suicidal thoughts, you know, and like resisting that temptation of it'd just be easier to end it. You know, Drag Me to Hell is just about a relationship that fails where two people aren't good for each other in spite of their best intentions. You know, so like all of what I do is pretty much Ain't No Man with Money.
You got a good message behind
exactly
each one of you.
Yeah, I disguise it as being scary and eerie, but actually I could probably fit into the pop charts if I just dress myself different.
I hear that.
But I don't. That's the point.
That's not where you want to
be,
though.
I also want to bring people to think about it and be like, wait, if his message is positive but he looks scary, then is scary actually positive? You know, is scary actually positive, and is positive actually scary? You know, like, because then that's the whole, like, I have this conversation with a lot of people, like the ones who have like the confidence or the desire to dig deeper. Like, you got to go through the bad shit to get to the good shit. You know, like that whole meme of I'm drinking with my demons. That's what everyone should be doing. Like, you gotta settle with your demons. You gotta accept that darkness that you have in you and be like, okay, cool. This
Can't accept them, you can't get through them.
Exactly, yes.
Solve a coagula. Break it down
yeah.
before it can be built back up, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you can move through it. Once you've made peace with, and once you know, like once you have the self-awareness as well of knowing what your bad sides are, then you can work towards either working your way around them or fixing them if you so desire, you know? But like, when I say may the darkness be with you, there's also that aspect to it. Like, embrace your demons. That, you know, there's nothing you can, just don't, going on about being positive and like having positive energy all the time really pisses me off, because like, that's not what healing looks like, and that's not what progress looks like in your life. You gotta go through the dark shit.
I hear you.
Yeah.
Well, I like it.
Thank you.
Good
Thank
words to live by. I'm not hearing any more music inside,
I think
so
I should
we should probably get back inside. But hey, I thank you very much. Appreciate it. Again,
Thank you, guys.
Fantastic. Look at that. He's got a fantastic mustache.
That's right. Yeah.
Both
Take
of
it
them are
in.
nice.
Take it in.
All right. Well, again, I appreciate it.
Thank you,
and
sir.
let's get into the show. Peace. There we go.